My name is TJ, and you suck at contractors. It's okay though, you've got like 48 hours to unskill issue your brain. I think it's time to stop sniffing glue and get the crayons out of your nose. Let's get started. Shaky hands. One of the biggest problems that people have in VR is that instead of steadily aiming their gun, they get this VR Parkinson's or something. I'd like to call it VRkinson's. In Contractors Showdown, you're gonna have to pull off some pretty long range shots from time to time, so let's try and eliminate VRkinson's for good before we begin. Basically, having weightless controllers and adding adrenaline-filled action causes your weak little hands to shake and your timbers to shiver. For some it's only a slight jitter, but for others it's like they're playing with that vibrating neck massager your dad has in his nightstand. Believe it or not, there's a couple things to minimize or eliminate shaky hands without having to spend any money on illegal medicine. Number 1, simple, enable weapon smoothing and virtual stock. Using these settings for the first time is gonna take some getting used to, but they honestly make a world of difference when it comes to medium to long range accuracy. Over the course of like 2 or 3 days, you'll appreciate the fact that you'll actually be able to hit stuff beyond smelling distance. Number 2, gun stocks. Now, I'm personally not a big fan of VR gun stocks at all. Most, if not all of the designs that I've seen are gonna be annoying to use, they're gonna mess with tracking, or they're just gonna force you to fumble with magnets blindly and calibrate every single gun separately just so you can even see the sights. If you do decide to go for a gun stock, I'd say pick a design that only has a stock attachment on your trigger hand. Don't go for a full tube, get a half stock. You don't need to spend money on these either to test these out, you know? You can literally build them yourself with cardboard, paper, tape, and a little bit of brain power. I think it's best to measure the length from the middle of your wrist to the inside of your elbow so that you have a comfortable length to shoulder your stock. Some duct tape and a little bit of elbow grease and boom, you just saved yourself at least 50 bucks by switching from plastic or metal to cardboard. You could either attach it to the top like this, or attach it to the bottom of the controller like this. Yes, you can copy my design. I'm not gonna send the copyright FBI to your door. Plus points are that it's easy to redo or remake if it breaks. I mean, tape can literally fix anything at this point. You can also adjust it to perfectly fit your arm if you don't get it right the first time. And it's gonna cost you 0 monies. You no job having prepubescent motherfucker. With the VRkinson's eliminated, or at least minimized, let's move on to the next tip. New maps. One of the first steps to actually get ready for Contractors Showdown or any new VR shooter in general is to break away from familiar maps. While we all love OG COD maps like Nuketown, Crash, or Shipment, or whatever this is, I recommend venturing into the unknown by exploring maps you've never played before. This will not only improve your overall navigation skills, but also improve your tactical thinking as you're forced into new environments constantly. Not knowing where the enemy is gonna pop up is gonna definitely keep you on your toes during gunfights, which is a good thing. Scanning doorways and windows constantly is gonna help you move more safely through the environment, which you're gonna definitely need to postpone your inevitable embarrassing deaths. So now that you're constantly on the lookout for enemies to pop up, let's talk about the next tip. Hybrid scopes. Long-range accuracy becomes critical in Showdown, more so than in standard Contractors maps. Apart from doing actual long-range practice in Contractors, I can't say I've ever seen the need for hybrid scopes. But having experience with sights such as the hammer scope on unknown, more open maps allows for more confidence during gunfights at longer range. You'll no longer have to wait for someone to push up. You'll be able to reach out and touch face while still being able to ADS properly should the tide switch in your enemy's favor. Remember, skill only comes with practice. You're not gonna get better by just toggling virtual stock in the menu or watching a stupid video that some unstable individual on the internet has made. Put in some actual hours while you still have the time and reflect on how you've improved with each session. If you have the option to record your gameplay, even better. Sometimes those shots you were convinced of were hits are clear misses and you're just, tooting your horn, you filthy. So now you're able to swiftly switch from a red dot to actually scoping out people in the distance. What's the next tip? Popular guns. I'm 100% sure that Contractors Showdown is going to test your versatility by not always dropping you your weapon of choice. I suggest you embrace the challenge by including less popular guns into your daily arsenal. For once in your goddamn life, don't use the Mark 18, grab an SKS or something. Adaptability is crucial in Battle Royale settings where you must make do with whatever the showdown gods give you, so mixing up your weapon choices during practice sessions in Contractors will prepare you for any loot you'll find or not find in Showdown. As for game modes, I think you might be better off just mixing it up, hosting some gun game. That way you get to use everything that the vanilla guns have to offer without having to make the decisions of what weapon am I gonna use now, or what attachments am I gonna take. Speaking of attachments, let's move on to the next bit. Bare bones setups. Not every match is gonna start off with you stumbling upon a full array of desirable attachments. The first couple gunfights you're gonna run into, you might have to rely on the basics, so a rifle, SMG, DMR, whatever, but no added thingamajigs, and certainly no desirable attachable-jiggums. Mastering bare-bones setups by focusing on core skills such as actually aiming instead of point shooting, or tap firing to manage recoil, movement, positioning, things like that can make you a more formidable meat shield for your allies. It's a testament to the importance of fundamental skills over the reliance on high-tier loot, meaning that, for example, a moron with a golden weapon setup can get absolutely destroyed by a skilled player with a bare-bone shotgun. So practice using random guns like I mentioned before, and sometimes just, forget adding attachments. Just like you forget to get kills most of the games you play. Now, enough about weapons and sights. Let's talk about strategic positioning. Mastering the art of positioning in Contractors is gonna take a lot more time than you think, and it's gonna be about more than just having the high ground. It's gonna involve thoughtful decision making about when to move, where to take cover, the optimal moments to engage, re-engage, disengage with the enemy, etc, etc. Your movements should be part of a comprehensive strategy, meticulously crafted by 2 brain cells working overtime. This is not about knee-jerk reactions to unexpected shots in the back of your head. It's about having a well-thought-out plan, complete with a possible plan B for when the turntables. Try going beyond Team Deathmatch. Explore other modes that challenge you to PTFO. Showdown isn't just a free-for-all on an expansive map, it's a test of strategic insight, where precise long-range skills and smart positioning are always gonna outshine reckless aggression and buffoonerish tactics. So now that you're a tactical genius, movement. In the absence of attachments and brain cells to assist you with getting sweet kills, mastering movement is going to become your primary defense. Learning basic things like how to strafe, slide cancel, and use cover effectively can significantly increase your lifespan. I know the movement system in Showdown is more advanced and different than Contractors. Things like zip lines, parachuting, and things like vaulting over walls aren't in the base game. But if you have the base game essentials down, learning the new movement techniques are going to come more natural and quickly. I also want to add that sound cues play a massive role in PvP shooters, so listen out for those enemy footsteps, listen out for enemies reloading, sprinting, jumping, or simply just listen and see if you can hear their voice chat. Which brings me to my next point. Voice chat. Contractors matches sometimes demand teamwork for success, and until they add solos mode to Showdown, communicating with your squad, strategizing together, and coordinating your movements can turn the tide of the battle in your favor. Voice chat is a tool that's not just for 15-year-olds to call my mom a black homosexual. You can actually use it for tactical advantage if done right. So make an effort, give your team proper callouts, where you see the enemy, where you are going, where you died probably. Even if they don't communicate back at you, at least you've done your part, right? And hey, maybe they do communicate back, and you can find a couple new friends that you can squad up with when the open beta launches. It's always nice to keep a positive mind, which is the last tip I have for you weirdos. Positive thinking. Lastly, the ability to adapt and learn from each match is the most valuable skill you can have. Accept losses as learning opportunities because that's what they're meant to be. I know that getting killed a lot can be frustrating. Being at the bottom of a scoreboard isn't fun, especially when you get dominated by some little kid that's barely big enough to grip an MP5. But keep a positive mind while you play. If you aren't feeling it, take a break. There's no shame in rage quitting if you don't rage. Go touch some grass, maybe talk to someone. Someone that's not connected to the internet 24/7 and have an actual conversation. Clear your head, come back with a fresh set of skill issues. Embrace these tips and hopefully you'll overcome all your skill issues in the next 2 days. I hope this video helped you get ready for Showdown or maybe improve at Contractors in general. I hope it at least made you chuckle a little bit, you know, little nose exhale laugh is all I'm asking for. If you like this type of content, go visit a f***ing doctor or something. I mean, thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving a like. Thank you guys for subscribing. I'll see you in the next video. You useless pieces of